All right, so for those throwers who are looking to reduce the range of where their axe is throwing and they're having a hard time being consistent, the solution is this: you minimize movement, always. And so if you're throwing like a baseball, you're already throwing it wrong because there's so much variability here. My shoulder can go up and down, it's going side to side. You have to then pinpoint exactly where you're going to release. This, for axe throwing, is actually a horrible throw. So there's way too much movement. So the actual movement you want to stay is you want to stay square to the board, you want to stick your elbow out, and you're honestly throwing darts. These axes are so sharp and so well built where it has the proper weight, it has the proper handle length, where you can throw it from the 12-foot mark that you can honestly just release. Let me show you what I mean. So in this example, I'm just going to take the axe and I'm guiding it. So whenever I throw, you'll never see me throwing like this or doing like a hammer throw. You'll see me sticking my elbow towards the target. I'm minimizing the movement. I bring it back and I am just guiding it. So that's what you're doing. And you'll notice I went a bit too high, but that's the variability that's okay. The height going up and down is easy to fix. Side to side is much difficult because then you have to completely throw away your throw and you have to do something different. You'll notice that when I threw it, there was no movement. I literally just released with my elbow, and this is the only motion that I'm doing. What I found is when I go to carnival games, because of how I throw, I'm not sure if you guys have seen those games where you have to knock down the clowns. I'm really good at those games because I'm just picking them because of that same motion that I developed during axe throwing. That's exactly the same motion you want in order to minimize the amount of movement. So if you want to be more consistent, you got to eliminate all sorts of movement. If you have a step, you've just introduced an additional movement, even if you are straight. So you want to minimize any sort of step, any motion. You want to make sure that you're only using that elbow and the shoulder and you're guiding and releasing. So again, you'll notice both of my throws were perfectly down the middle. This time I got the bullseye, the other time I was high, so I slightly adjusted my throw depending on the axe. Once you get that motion in place, it is so much easier for you to then throw axes consistently. You'll know, I can't remember a time where I've gotten a 3 ever. I usually only get 4s or 6s, and the range is typically minimized through here. I never go outside of this center board ever. And that's because of, again, the motion being minimized. Hope that helps. And again, just keep in mind, if you have any sort of motion introduced into your throw, minimize it, stay compact, stay square, minimize it, be robotic about it, and that's literally the motion you're going for. You want to keep firm, you want to keep your feet straight, you want to keep them pointed, you want to make sure you have a good base. You're not kind of roaming around, you're not standing sideways, you're not standing awkwardly, you're not standing perfectly straight. It's almost like you're in almost like a runner's position. So your whole body is facing the target. My shoulder always lines up with the bullseye. I take it back, and it's just a straight release, and that's how you get the consistency of the bullseye straight down the middle, and that's where you always want to be throwing. Once you've perfected that, then move up to the kill shots, and then aim, just adjust your aim much higher with the exact same motion. Thanks very much, guys.